She laughed. My ex was a real man. You're just comfortable. She left the week I lost my job. She didn't know I had quietly accepted a senior consultant role with travel perks and a luxury housing stipend. When she saw me step out of a hotel car at an event and texted, "Can we talk privately?" My reply made her freeze in place. I'm 35, and until 3 months ago, I thought I had my life figured out. I was with someone for 4 years. We met at a friend's dinner party, started dating casually, then got serious around the 1-year mark. Moved in together after 2 years. She worked in fashion retail management, always cared about appearances and status. I worked as a business analyst at a mid-sized consulting firm. Good money, stable, but nothing flashy. She'd make comments sometimes about wanting more, but never specified what that meant. The real problems started around January. She became increasingly critical. Not about anything specific, just this general dissatisfaction with everything. Our apartment wasn't nice enough. Our weekends weren't exciting enough. I wasn't ambitious enough. Every conversation felt like I was being measured against some invisible standard I couldn't see. February hit, and things got worse. She started mentioning her ex more, the one from college, how he was exciting and took risks and lived life fully. I'd ask what she meant, and she'd wave it off, say she was just reminiscing. But it kept coming up. In arguments, in casual conversation. Always this comparison I was apparently losing. The breaking point came on a Tuesday night in late February. I'd just found out that morning that my position was being eliminated. Company restructuring. They were keeping me on for another month to transition my projects, but essentially, I was being laid off. I came home planning to tell her, figure out our next steps together. She was already in a mood when I walked in. Didn't ask about my day. Just launched into a complaint about her manager at work, how she deserved a promotion, how everyone at her job was incompetent. I listened, made supportive comments, waited for her to finish. When she finally asked about my day, I told her. So, I got some news today. My position is being eliminated. I've got another month, but then I'll be looking for something new. She froze. You're getting laid off? Yeah, it's fine though. I've been in talks with some recruiters, and I actually have something promising lined up already. Just need to finalize details. What kind of something? Senior consultant role, different firm, better compensation package actually. She didn't look relieved. She looked disappointed, maybe annoyed. When were you going to tell me you were job hunting? I wasn't actively hunting until recently. This opportunity came up through a former colleague. It's been in discussion for about 6 weeks. 6 weeks and you didn't mention it? I didn't want to get your hopes up before it was solid. These things fall through sometimes. So you just kept it to yourself. I was being cautious. She shook her head. That's exactly the problem. You're always cautious, always playing it safe, never taking real risks. Finding a better job before losing my current one is smart, not cautious. My ex would have quit first, would have made a bold move. I stared at her. Your ex? The one who crashed at his parents' house for 2 years because he couldn't hold down a job? At least he had passion. At least he wasn't just comfortable all the time. Comfortable? I'm trying to manage a job loss responsibly. She laughed. Actually laughed. My ex was a real man. You're just comfortable. I felt something break in that moment. Not my heart, more like a seal, like I'd been holding back some truth about us and it suddenly flooded in. If that's how you feel, maybe you should go find him. Maybe I should. We stared at each other. She grabbed her keys and left. Didn't come back that night. The next day, I got the official offer letter for the senior consultant position. The salary was 40% higher than my current one, plus quarterly bonuses, plus a luxury housing stipend when traveling, which would be often, plus a car service allowance. The recruiter had been underselling it during negotiations. This was a major step up. I signed the papers that afternoon. She came back Thursday evening. Didn't apologize. Just acted like nothing had happened. I didn't bring it up either. We moved around each other like polite strangers for 3 days. Sunday morning, she sat me down. I think we need to take a break. A break? I need to figure out what I want. You're stable and reliable, but I don't know if that's enough for me anymore. Okay. Okay? That's it? If you need to figure things out, I'm not going to stop you. I thought you'd fight for this. Fight for what? For someone who thinks I'm just comfortable? Who compares me to her ex every chance she gets? Why would I fight for that? She looked shocked, like she'd expected me to beg. So you're fine with me leaving? I didn't say I'm fine with it, but if you want to go, go. She packed a bag that day, said she'd stay with her friend for a while, said we'd talk in a few weeks. I helped her carry boxes to her car and watched her drive away. The following Monday, I started my new position. The office was in a high-rise downtown with floor-to-ceiling windows. My title was Senior Strategy Consultant. My team was small but talented. My first project had me flying out Wednesday to a different city for a 3-day client meeting. They put me up in a 5-star hotel, corner suite, the kind with a separate living room and a view that made you forget what floor you were on. The car service picked me up in a black sedan with leather seats and bottled water. I felt like I was playing a role in a movie. The project went well. The client loved our recommendations. My boss called me Friday afternoon to say I'd exceeded expectations, that this was exactly why they'd hired me. I flew back Sunday, went to my apartment, and realized how quiet it was without her. Not lonely, just peaceful. Update 1. Week 2 at the new job brought more travel. Different city, same luxury treatment. I was building a reputation fast. My boss started introducing me as our rising star. Other partners were requesting me for their projects. The money was piling up faster than I could spend it. Meanwhile, she was still figuring things out at her friend's place. She'd text every few days, surface-level stuff. How are you? What are you up to? Never mentioning our relationship or when she planned to come back. I kept my responses short. Busy with work. Traveling a lot. Didn't elaborate. 3 weeks in, she texted, "Can we meet for coffee? I'm out of town for work." Again? Where? Client project. Back next week. You're traveling a lot suddenly. New job requires it. Must be stressful. It's actually pretty great. Read receipt. No response for 2 days. Week 4, I was back in town for a weekend. She suggested dinner. I agreed. We met at a casual restaurant near her friend's place. She looked tired, asked about the new job. It's going well. Challenging, but rewarding. What exactly do you do? Strategic consulting. Help companies optimize operations, improve efficiency, that kind of thing. Sounds boring. It pays well. Still doing the safe thing. I didn't take the bait. Just smiled. It works for me. She talked about her job. Same complaints, same manager issues, same feeling of being undervalued. I listened, nodded, didn't offer solutions. We split the check and went our separate ways. Month 2 at the job, I was leading projects, training junior consultants, building relationships with senior partners. My boss pulled me aside in early April. "We're promoting you to principal consultant, effective immediately. Bigger projects, bigger clients, equity stake in the firm." I've only been here 2 months. You've delivered like you've been here 2 years. This is how we reward performance. The new title came with another salary bump and a full benefits package that included things I didn't even know to ask for. Gym membership, executive coaching, annual travel stipend for personal trips. I was making more than I'd made in my entire previous year, every quarter. She texted that week. "My friend needs her place back. I was thinking I could move back in." I don't think that's a good idea. Why not? Because you left to figure things out. Have you figured them out? I miss you. That's not an answer. I want to try again. Based on what? What's changed? No response for an hour. Then, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have compared you to my ex. That was wrong. Okay. Can I come over, talk in person? I'm traveling again, back in 2 weeks. Another long pause. Fine. Update 2. I didn't hear from her for those 2 weeks. The project took me overseas, first time in the role. London office, luxury hotel in Mayfair, expense account that felt unlimited. I met with international clients, presented to their board, closed a deal worth 7 figures to the firm. My boss called it exceptional work. Started talking about partnership track. At 35, after 3 months, I posted a photo on social media. Nothing flashy, just a professional shot from the London office with a caption about grateful for new opportunities. Didn't tag the company, didn't mention the title, just a tasteful, humble brag. She liked it within minutes. Then texted, "You're in London?" "For work." "That's amazing. I didn't know your job sent you overseas." "It's part of the role." "When are you back?" "Sunday." "Can we please talk when you're back? I really want to fix things." "We'll see." I got back Sunday evening, exhausted but satisfied. The apartment felt different now. I'd redecorated a bit, bought new furniture, made it more mine and less ours. She showed up Monday evening without warning, knocked on the door around 7 p.m. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got me. "Hi." "Hey. Can I come in?" I let her in. She looked around, noticed the changes. "You redecorated. Needed a refresh. It looks good. Different." We sat in the living room. Awkward silence for a moment. "I want to apologize," she started, "for everything I said, about you being comfortable, about comparing you to my ex. That was immature and hurtful." "Okay. And I want to work on us. I think we can get back to where we were." "Where we were wasn't working. That's why you left." "I left because I was scared. You losing your job triggered something in me, made me panic." "I didn't lose my job. I transitioned to a better one." "I know that now, but in the moment, all I could think about was instability." "So you ran." "Yes, and I regret it." I looked at her, really looked at her, and felt nothing. No anger, no hurt, just nothing. "I don't think we should get back together." Her face fell. "Why not?" "Because you showed me who you are when things get tough. You leave. You compare me to other people. You measure my worth by how exciting or risky I am. That's not a foundation for a relationship. People change. I've learned from this. Maybe, but I've moved on. In 3 months? Yeah. Are you seeing someone? No, but I'm happy. Happier than I was. And I'm not interested in going backward." She started crying. "Please, just give me another chance." "I did. For 4 years. You used it to make me feel inadequate. I'm done." "What about everything we built?" "You dismantled it when you walked out." She left shortly after. I heard her crying in the hallway. Felt bad for about 30 seconds. Then ordered dinner and watched a show I'd been meaning to catch up on. Update 3. May brought more success. Another promotion, this time to VP-level project lead. I was managing a team of 8 consultants across 3 continents. The money was absurd at this point. I'd paid off my student loans, maxed out my retirement accounts, and still had more than I knew what to do with. I bought a new car. Nothing ostentatious, but nice. German engineering, smooth ride, the kind of car that whispers wealth instead of shouting it. She texted when she saw it parked outside our old building. "New car?" "Yeah." "Business must be good." "It is." "Happy for you." I didn't respond. In mid-May, I got invited to an industry conference. Big deal. All the major players in consulting would be there. Networking, panels, award ceremony for top performers. My firm was sponsoring, and I was being recognized as an emerging leader. I RSVP'd, booked my hotel, another 5-star property, and prepared my remarks for the panel I'd be speaking on. The conference was being held at the Grand Hotel, one of those historic venues with marble lobbies and crystal chandeliers, the kind of place that hosted presidents and royalty. I'd been to plenty of business events, but this felt different. This was the big leagues. The day of the event, I got ready in my hotel suite. Tailored suit, new watch, confidence that came from knowing I'd earned my spot. The car service picked me up at 6 p.m. Black sedan again, professional driver, smooth ride to the venue. I stepped out at the entrance. Photographers for the industry publications were there, capturing arrivals. I smiled, waved, walked in. My phone buzzed. Text from her. "Are you at the Grand Hotel?" I didn't respond. Went inside, mingled, networked, gave my panel talk. It went well. People approached me afterward with business cards, speaking opportunities, job offers. I collected them all with practiced grace. During the cocktail hour, my phone buzzed again. "I'm here, at the conference. I came with a friend from work. Can we talk privately?" I looked around, spotted her across the room. She was dressed up, clearly had put effort in. Her friend was next to her, looking uncomfortable. I texted back, "We have nothing to talk about privately or otherwise. Enjoy the event." She saw me looking and started walking over. I turned and walked the other direction, joining a conversation with a senior partner from a competing firm. She stood there, phone in hand, frozen. Update 4. The rest of the event was professionally perfect. I avoided her, networked effectively, solidified relationships that would pay dividends for years. When I left, the car service was waiting. I went back to my hotel, changed into comfortable clothes, and slept the sleep of someone with nothing to regret. The next day, she called. I answered. That was humiliating. What was? You ignoring me at the event. I saw you see me and then walk away. I told you we have nothing to discuss. You could have at least acknowledged me. Why? We're not together. We're not friends. There was no reason to. Everyone there saw it. People were asking me about it. That's not my problem. You've changed. You're not the person I knew. You're right. I'm better. You're cold. I'm clear. There's a difference. She hung up, blocked my number, apparently, because my texts went unanswered after that. A mutual friend reached out a few days later. She's really upset about the conference thing. Okay. She feels like you publicly embarrassed her. I didn't do anything. I just didn't engage with my ex at a professional event. She said you've completely changed. I have, for the better. She's telling people you're being cruel. Let her. Doesn't change the facts. What facts? That she left me when she thought I was down, found out I was actually up, and now wants back in. That's not love. That's convenience. The friend didn't have a response to that. Final update. It's been 3 months since the conference. I'm still at the firm, still thriving. They're talking about partnership before I turn 40. My life is full. Travel, work, I'm passionate about. Financial security beyond what I'd imagined. I heard through the grapevine she's dating someone new. Her ex, actually. The real man, who apparently got his life together. Good for them. I genuinely hope it works out. I've started dating again. Nothing serious, just meeting people, enjoying getting to know someone without the baggage of comparison or inadequacy. It's refreshing. Someone asked me last week if I regret how things ended with her, if I think I was too harsh at the conference. No. She showed me I was just comfortable when she thought I was struggling. I showed her what comfortable actually looks like when you've got your shit together. Fair trade. That's pretty cold. Maybe, but it's honest. The truth is, I don't spend much time thinking about her anymore. When I do, it's with a kind of detached curiosity, like remembering a version of myself that existed in a different life. That guy who measured his worth by someone else's approval, who let casual cruelty slide because he was afraid of being alone, who thought love meant enduring constant comparison to a fantasy. I'm grateful for what happened in a weird way. She did me a favor by leaving when she did. If she'd stayed, I might have spent years trying to become whatever she thought she wanted, shrinking myself to fit into her narrow definition of enough. Instead, I got to discover what I was actually capable of when I stopped performing for an audience of one who would never be satisfied. The apartment is different now. I've made it fully mine. Artwork I chose, furniture that suits my taste, a space that reflects who I am rather than who we were trying to be together. I host dinner parties for colleagues. I have a routine that works for me. I wake up without that low-grade anxiety that used to follow me through the day, wondering what mood she'd be in or what criticism would come next. Last week, I was having drinks with a friend who knew us both. He said, "You know what's funny? She used to complain you weren't ambitious enough. But you were always ambitious, you just weren't loud about it." That stuck with me, because he was right. I was always working towards something, always improving, always planning the next move. I just didn't need to announce it or make it performative. My ambition wasn't about impressing anyone. It was about building something solid, something that would last. She mistook quiet confidence for complacency, mistook thoughtful planning for passivity, and when she finally realized what she'd walked away from, it was too late. Not because I wouldn't take her back out of spite, but because I genuinely didn't want to. The person I'd become in those 3 months didn't have room for someone who only valued me when other people did. I'm 35. I've got a career I love, financial freedom, and peace of mind. She's got her ex and whatever drama comes with him. I definitely got the better deal.